Some of our very first videos on this channel were all about Roseville, so we definitely love this city and we call this town home. Now, we've covered some of these neighborhoods before, but we have a lot of new subscribers since the last time that we made this video. So there's gonna be some new neighborhoods that we've talked about today, but there's also gonna be some brand new neighborhoods that we've never talked about before on this channel.
In today's video, we're diving deep into 9 neighborhoods across 3 different areas of Roseville. So make sure you stick around until the very end, because we're gonna be showcasing one of Roseville's own guard-gated communities and the type of luxury that you can find living here.
Now, you're gonna see a lot of awesome neighborhoods today, but the main thing is not just focusing on all the positives, but also focusing on the things that will absolutely not work for your family. So by the end of this video, we hope that you'll be able to rule out maybe 6 or 7 of these neighborhoods and have narrowed it down to your top 2 or 3 if you're considering Roseville, California.
All right, so the first set of neighborhoods that we're going to talk about are going to be in East Roseville, or the 95661 zip code. Now, East Roseville is going to have a little bit different feel than the rest of Roseville. So Central Roseville is going to have more of your older homes. West Roseville is going to have more of your new construction, newer homes. Now, in East Roseville is going to have kind of more of that in between. It's going to have established neighborhoods. Now, the first neighborhood that we're going to talk about in East Roseville is going to be Maidu. Now, the Maidu neighborhood borders Douglas Boulevard, Rocky Ridge, to North Kirby, back to Eureka. Now, homes in this neighborhood were built between 1980 and 1990, and they can range in size from 1,600 square feet to 2,800 square feet, featuring anywhere from 3 to 5 bedrooms to 2 to 4 bathrooms. And now you can find single stories and 2-story homes here. Also, because these homes were built between the 1980s and the 1990s, these homes tend to sit on a little bit of a larger lot, being that you're in Roseville, which is not usually common. So nice to know that here you can definitely find a home that has a decent sized backyard. Sometimes you can find RV parking, and you're not right on top of each other. Now, some things close by to this neighborhood are going to be, you're going to have Nick's Taco, which is going to be right down the street on Kirby and Rocky Ridge. Now, going the other way, this neighborhood's going to be super close to Target, which is right off of Douglas Boulevard. You're also super close to the Rocky Ridge Town Center. There you've got a Sprouts, you've got a Starbucks, you've got a Macaroni Grill restaurant, there's a bank there, there's Dos Coyotes, there's different restaurants and a couple other things in that shopping center, making it super convenient. Now, another great thing about this neighborhood is that you're also super close to the Kaiser Hospital in Roseville and not too far from Sutter Roseville. It's a little bit further. But Kaiser Hospital is only about 2 minutes down the road from this neighborhood. So that's super convenient. Now, one cool thing about the Maidu neighborhood is even though you're super close to Oakmont High School, parts of this neighborhood feed into the Granite Bay School District, which is one of the highest rated school districts in the state of California. So we'll talk a little bit about education. Now, the elementary school that we were just talking about, Maidu Elementary School, now the schools over here run a little bit differently. So Maidu Elementary School is only going to take your kid from kindergarten up till 3rd grade. Now, for 4th through 6th grade, this neighborhood is going to go to Excelsior Elementary School. Now, Excelsior Elementary School currently rates a 6 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. Now, moving on after 6th grade, your kiddo will go to Olympus Junior High School, which is going to be a little bit further away, not super far, but not something that's walkable. Your kiddos can either take the bus or you can drive them. It's about a 5 to 10 minute drive to get to Olympus Junior High School, depending on which streetlights you hit and the time of day that you're traveling at. Now, Olympus Junior High School currently rates a 6 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. Lastly, for education, the awesome thing about this neighborhood is that you get the perks of City of Roseville, but your kiddos get to go to Granite Bay High School. So this neighborhood feeds to Granite Bay High School, which is one of the best high schools in the state of California when it comes to an education. They offer the IB diploma, they've got great sports programs, and this school currently rates a 10 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org in every single category. So it's a 10 out of 10 overall, it's a 10 out of 10 for test scores, a 10 out of 10 for college readiness, and a 10 out of 10 for equity. Now, one of my favorite things about this neighborhood is going to be that it's a little bit quieter, it's an older neighborhood, but it's extremely well kept. And one of the awesome things about this neighborhood is all of the trails and the sidewalks that weave in and out and around the central point of this neighborhood being Maidu Park. There's so many things always going on in this park. You've got the Maidu Library close by that's at the park. You've got soccer fields. You've got basketball courts. You've got batting cages, you've got a skate park, you've got a ton of different events that happen here throughout the year. There's different community events that the city of Roseville will put on here as well, but it's really the hub and the central point of this neighborhood. But super nice that you have all of the walking trails around it as well, making it convenient and easy if you want to go for a walk outdoors. Now, I absolutely love this neighborhood. It's a gorgeous neighborhood, very well kept, and a great option if you're looking for something in East Roseville.
Now, the second neighborhood that we're going to take you into in East Roseville is going to be Huntington Oaks. So this neighborhood is going to be located between North Kirby, Old Auburn, kind of East Roseville Parkway, and it's going to be south of Maidu Park, which is where we just came from. Now, a lot of the homes in this area are going to be a little bit older of a feeling, but these lots in here are going to be a little bit bigger than maybe some of the other neighborhoods that you see in West Roseville and even Central Roseville when we take you out there. So a lot of these homes are going to be built in kind of the mid 70s, 1976 to like maybe mid to late 80s, 1988, 89. Now, a lot of the homes in this area are going to be kind of in that 1,700 square foot all the way up to maybe like 2,600 square foot range. You know, 3 to 5, 3 to 6 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms. Single stories, 2 stories, but a lot more 2 stories in this neighborhood. But I definitely think that they were trying to maximize the footprint of the house on the lot size. But you know, you see a lot of the homes in this area, a lot of them have pools, pretty big sized lots, but it is pretty nice. Now, the schools that are going to be associated with this neighborhood are going to be Sargent Elementary, which is going to be this elementary school that's right behind us, that's attached to this park. Over off in North Kirby, you're going to have Ike Middle School, and then you're also going to be assigned to Oakmont High School, which is going to be rated an 8 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. Now, proximity-wise, what we're close to over here in East Roseville is we're going to be primarily close to a lot of the stuff that's going to be over off of Douglas. So Douglas is going to be one of the main roads that's going to get you off the Highway 80, and it's going to take you down east towards Folsom Lake. From where we're located at, you're going to have a couple of different shopping centers, your Starbucks and your Sprouts, which is going to be over off of like Rocky Ridge and Douglas Boulevard. The cool thing about this neighborhood too, you're really close proximity wise to one of the main Kaiser hospitals in the Greater Sacramento Metro, which is also going to be off of Douglas and Rocky Ridge as well. You got a lot of different professional buildings that line down Douglas Boulevard. You got some shops in there, got some restaurants. You're super close to Nick's Taco, which super awesome restaurant that got a Michelin award not too long ago, kind of coming right out of the pandemic, and it's one of our favorite restaurants.
Now, the last neighborhood in East Roseville is going to be Granite Bay Point. Now, Granite Bay Point is going to be a smaller neighborhood located on the corner of East Roseville Parkway and Olympus Drive. This smaller neighborhood was built between 2000 and 2003 and features around 150 homes. Now, you can kind of see this neighborhood right behind me. One of the cool things about this neighborhood is that it's located right next to the Miners Ravine Trail, which is a trail that'll take you from East Roseville down into Central Roseville, that kind of winds through the green areas and the wetlands. It's a super beautiful trail. It's nice because it doesn't have the city feels and you're not walking on sidewalks, you're on an actual trail in nature, which is a really fun thing, which is really nice that this neighborhood is located super close to that. Now, like I said, homes in this neighborhood were built between 2000 and 2003. You can find much larger 2-story homes as well as larger single-story homes in this neighborhood. Now, homes in this neighborhood range in size anywhere from 2,500 square feet all the way up to 4,500 square feet, with anywhere from 3 to 6 bedrooms and 4 to 6 bathrooms. So you can get a really large home here. Now, one of the drawbacks to this neighborhood is that they're going to sit on a little bit of smaller lots. So depending on how large of a home you get and the lot that you end up on, homes here can have smaller backyards and smaller front yards. But if you're on a corner lot or if you're in a 2-story home, you can have more of a decent sized backyard just based on the footprint of the home. But some of these larger single-story homes are going to take up most of the lot here. Now, this neighborhood is extremely close to Bayside Church, which is where a ton of things happen with community events. There's soccer fields that they just recently put in, and it's also super close to Olympus Junior High School. You're also only about a 5-minute drive away from the Renaissance Creek Shopping Center. Now, in this shopping center, you've got a Safeway, a Chipotle, a McDonald's, Jack's Urban Eats, Starbucks, Jamba Juice, and many other dining options here as well. So it's nice that you're super close to the grocery store, only about a 5-minute drive down the road. Now, the schools that this neighborhood feeds to are going to be a part of Eureka Union, which is what most of Granite Bay feeds to. So these are highly rated schools. Now, for the elementary school, this neighborhood feeds to Maidu, which again is a 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. for kindergarten through 3rd grade. Then 4th through 6th grade, this development is going to feed to Excelsior, which is currently a 6 out of 10. And then the junior high, like I said, you're super close to Olympus Junior High School. This school is going to rate a 6 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org as well. Now, the nice thing about being super close to Olympus Junior High School is if you live in this neighborhood, your kiddos are only about a 5-minute walk. They do have to cross Olympus Drive, but there is an actual light with a designated crosswalk to help get them there safely. Now, the high school for this neighborhood, again, is going to be Granite Bay High School, a 10 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org, 10 out of 10 for test scores, and a 10 out of 10 for equity. So overall, if you live in this part of East Roseville, if you live in Granite Bay Point, your kids are going to amazing schools that are highly rated within the state of California. You've also got some great things close by. You're also super close to Douglas, so if you need to go to Target, you can go the other direction and you can be at Target in about 5 minutes. Which is nice as well. Now, next up, we're in Central Roseville right now. We're gonna feature 3 different neighborhoods in Central Roseville. Now, one of the cool things about a neighborhood in Central Roseville is how close you are to everything that happens in Roseville. Really, the main hub of Roseville, everything, restaurants, shopping is gonna be right here. Now, the first neighborhood that we're gonna showcase is gonna be the Diamond Oaks neighborhood. If you watched our last Roseville neighborhoods video, we did feature Diamond Oaks in that video as well. But you really can't talk about Central Roseville without talking about Diamond Oaks. Now, Diamond Oaks borders Pleasant Grove Boulevard, Washington Boulevard, the Roseville Parkway, all the way up to the fountains. Now, this is a fairly larger neighborhood with tons of different options when it comes to houses here. Now, homes here were built anywhere from the 1970s all the way up to the early 2000s, depending on which little part of Diamond Oaks you're looking at. Now, homes here can range in size anywhere from a 1,400 square foot home all the way up to a 4,000 square foot home that would have been a semi-custom or a custom home back in the 80s. So you can find so many different options when it comes to homes here. You can find traditional ranch style homes, custom homes, a few Mediterranean style homes, as well as traditional homes that were built closer to the early 2000s. Now, homes here range anywhere from a 2-bedroom all the way up to 5-bedroom home with anywhere from 2 to 4 bathrooms. Now, one of my favorite things about this neighborhood is definitely going to be the fact that it's centralized around this park. So this park that I'm at right now is the Diamond Oaks Park. You've got soccer fields, you've got basketball courts, you've got a giant play structure. When my kiddos were younger, they loved playing on this play structure. It's like a 3-story tall slide that they can climb up and slide down. You've got tons of trails throughout this neighborhood that kind of connect all of the different parts. You've got a baseball field back there. You've also got soccer fields, as well as an awesome picnic area with a ton of tables that are covered, that are great for a party at the park or a gathering. And you have tons of open space back here. Now, another thing about Diamond Oaks and why a lot of people love this neighborhood is that you also have 2 golf courses located specifically in this neighborhood. Now, the first golf course is going to be the Diamond Oaks Golf Course, which is going to be a city course. It's an 18-hole golf course. The grounds are maintained very well. They also have a driving range there. And the other golf course in this neighborhood is going to be a private course, which is going to be the Sierra View Country Club. Now, this does require membership, but one time Lance took me out there when he went golfing there. It's an absolutely gorgeous course. It sits on a little bit smaller piece of land, so it kind of weaves back and forth. But if you're a golfer and you want to live in this neighborhood, you've got 2 different courses that are right in your backyard. Now, Diamond Oaks also has a ton of things super close by, making it very, very convenient. So if you live in this neighborhood, at one end of the neighborhood, you've got the Fountains Shopping Center, which when we lived in this neighborhood, we loved that because we would be able to take our morning walks there. We'd go get Pete's Coffee, or if you need to run to the store real quick, you've got Whole Foods there. You've also got a ton of different little shopping boutiques and eateries. And so it's really fun to be super close to that. Now, across from the fountains, you also have the Roseville Galleria. So if you're living in Diamond Oaks and you need to go shopping or really go do anything, everything is probably less than 5 minutes away, making this neighborhood super convenient. Now, when it comes to education in this neighborhood, the first public school is going to be your elementary school, which is going to be Ferris Spangler Elementary School. Now, this school rates a 4 out of 10 on greatschools.org. And it's convenient because it's located right in the neighborhood. So if you live in this neighborhood, you can walk your kiddos there, you can drive them if you want, but it's super close, super quick, and very convenient. Now, the next school for this neighborhood is going to be the middle school. It's going to be Buljon Middle School. Now, Buljon Middle School is located a little bit further away, so you will have to drive or bus your kids there, but this school is also a really good school. It's rated a 4 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. Now, when it comes to the high school for this neighborhood, the high school is going to be Roseville High School, which is the original high school for Roseville, California, that opened a long, long time ago. This school has traditions that run deep. It is Roseville High School, home of the Tigers. Now the convenient thing about this neighborhood feeding to that school is it's super close as well. It's really just kind of the neighborhood that's right behind Diamond Oaks, which is going to be the older homes that were originally built in the early 1900s, 1920s, but it is walking distance from this neighborhood. So if you have a high schooler who's going to Roseville High School and you live in this neighborhood, super convenient because they can walk to and from school. There are sidewalks in this neighborhood, making it safe for them to get there. And before we end with this neighborhood, I just want to tell you, we actually did live in this neighborhood for a brief period of time. We loved it here. People were super friendly. We loved going on about a 45-minute walk every single day. So living in this neighborhood was awesome because of all of the trails, the sidewalks, and just the ability to get outside and get moving was absolutely great. This is a great neighborhood if you want to be close to Central Roseville, but it's also still kind of quiet that you're not in the middle of the hustle and bustle, which is awesome.
Now, Lauren just talked about Diamond Oaks, and we're at our second neighborhood in Central Roseville, which is going to be Highland Reserve. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is going to be locations. So Highland Reserve is going to be off of Pleasant Grove. It's going to be kind of over, between like Washington, Pleasant Grove, Highway 65. Kind of going to be a little bit closer to like Topgolf, just for reference. Now, a lot of these homes were going to kind of be built in that early 90s to like maybe early 2000s. It's your standard single family homes that are going to be anywhere between 3-6 bedrooms, ranging anywhere in size from like 1,400 square feet all the way up to probably like low 3,000 square foot. So you can find some single stories, you can find some 2 stories, just kind of depending on like your budget and what you're really looking for. But again, sticking with the theme of Central Roseville, like Diamond Oaks that Lauren just talked about, or Stanford, which we're getting ready to talk about, you're going to be super close to a lot of different amenities as it relates to what makes Roseville super special. So probably the first and foremost thing that you're going to be closest to is going to be kind of the whole new shopping center that's going to be kind of where Topgolf is. So they just put in a Pete's, you've got Topgolf obviously, they've got a living spaces in there, they just put in a Tesla charger. You're starting to see some restaurants, Noah's Bagel. There's a pretty good sushi restaurant that's over there that I've heard of, pizza place. So, and I think there's also an axe throwing place over there. So that's going to probably be like closest shopping center as it relates to just different things that are going to be in this area. But you're also you're probably gonna be a 1/4 mile to a 1/2 mile away from like a Safeway. There's a couple of different, breakfast spots that are in there as well too, right off of Pleasant Grove and East Roseville Parkway. And then your school districts for this area are gonna be Venzel Brown Elementary School, which is gonna be a 6 out of 10 on greatschools.org. You're gonna have Buljon Middle School, which is gonna be located off of Washington, kind of over by Pleasant Grove Boulevard. And then you're also going to be assigned to Roseville High School, which is going to be a 7 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. Now, one of the last neighborhoods that we're going to talk about in Central Roseville before we jump over to West Roseville is going to be the Stanford neighborhood. So Stanford neighborhood is going to be located between Highway 65, Stanford Ranch Boulevard, Blue Oaks Boulevard, and a lot of these homes are going to be built between 2001 and 2013. Now, you are going to find a lot of single family homes that are going to be, around, anywhere between 3-5 bedroom homes. They're going to be, roughly in size anywhere from about 1,900 square feet all the way up to about 3,500 square feet. Now, sticking with the theme of Central Roseville, these neighborhoods are going to be super close to all of your different amenities that makes Roseville a very popular city to live in. So just across the street from this neighborhood at Stanford, you've got, a Kohl's, you've got a bunch of different restaurants, both locally owned and chain restaurants. You're gonna have a Nugget that's gonna be super close by, within probably a 2 or 3 mile radius of these neighborhoods. You're gonna have your Costco, Topgolf. You're gonna have a Studio Movie Grill that's in Rockland that's not too far away. This neighborhood's gonna be very centrally located, so you're gonna have some of the best of Rockland. You're also gonna have some of the best of Roseville. Pluses and minuses to being this centrally located or being this close to, some of those amenities like the Galleria Mall. You are going to be dealing with a little bit more of that holiday traffic as we start to approach the, Black Friday and the Christmas season. Now, for the most part, this is a super nice neighborhood because you just are super close to everything. One of the things that I really liked about living in Central Roseville when we did live in Central Roseville is that you're just super close. You can knock out, 10, 15 errands on a Saturday or Sunday, are all doing it within probably a 2 or 3 mile radius from your home. So that's one of the really nice things about this particular neighborhood, is that you're just super close to all the different amenities, all the different shopping that makes Roseville super special. And just to wrap this neighborhood up, some of the schools that this neighborhood's assigned to. So for your high school, you're gonna be assigned to Roseville High School. So a lot of Central Roseville is gonna be assigned to Roseville High School. Your middle school is gonna be Buljon, which is gonna be over kind of on the other side of Highway 65, over off of kind of Pleasant Grove and Washington. Then your elementary school for this area is going to be Thomas Jefferson Elementary School, and that's going to be rated a 5 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org.
All right, now the next neighborhood that we're at right now is going to be the Soler neighborhood in Roseville, California. Now, Soler is a part of the much larger West Park neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood borders Santucci Boulevard, Pleasant Grove Boulevard, to Earl Rush Drive, and then from Earl Rush Drive to Market Street. Now, Soler is a fairly large area. You can find tons of different styles of homes here. You've got a 55 and up active adult community that was recently built. You've got tons of single family homes as well as some apartment complexes here as well. Now, depending on what you're looking for, you can find homes here that have anywhere from 2 to 5 bedrooms, all the way from 2 to 4 bathrooms. Now, being that this is a part of the newer West Park area, homes in this neighborhood generally tend to sit on much smaller lots. Now, if you're looking for homes that sit on a larger lot, you're going to specifically want to make sure you're trying to find a home that sits on maybe a cul-de-sac or a corner lot that kind of has that pie shape. Otherwise, most of these homes are going to have smaller backyards with smaller side yards, and they tend to sit closer together. Now, being that this is a part of the newer West Park community, there's not a ton of stuff that's really close by out here. However, as this community has continued to evolve, a few things have come into the neighborhood. So this neighborhood is close to Mojo's Coffee, which is one of our favorite coffee shops locally in West Park. It's a locally owned coffee shop. You can also get ice cream here, and they also have an awesome little market there as well, where you can get sandwiches, a great cup of coffee, a chai, a tea. They have a ton of great food options at this specific cafe. Now, also in the same shopping center that Mojo's is at, you also have Kitchen 747, which is an amazing restaurant. So if you live in Soler, you're close to Mojo's, you're close to Kitchen 747. There's also a gym in this parking lot as well. But if you're looking for a ton of restaurants, being that this is on the newer side of West Park, there's not going to be a ton close by. You will have to trek a little bit further into central Roseville to find more restaurants. Now, on the other side of things, West Roseville has also recently gotten a Rayleigh's One Market. Now, Soler is somewhat close to that as well. So in this shopping center, you've got Papa Murphy's, you've got a Habit, you've got a Garden of Eden. So one thing to note is that being in West Park, there have been more amenities that have come into this side of town, but there's not going to be as many options as what you'll find in central Roseville, closer to the Galleria. So if you're looking for something that has a ton of restaurants super close by, Soler's not going to have that. This is going to have a little bit more of a quiet neighborhood feel, that newer feel, but as this area continues to progress over time, there is zoned commercial space here, so there will be more businesses coming into this neighborhood in the near future. All right, moving on to the education for Soler and the schools that service these homes. So you're going to have 3 different schools here. You're going to have an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. Now, the elementary school is going to be close by, and the elementary school is going to be Junction Elementary School, which currently rates a 7 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. The middle school is also going to be somewhat close by. It's going to be Barbara Chilton Middle School. This school currently rates an 8 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. Now, the one drawback to the Soler neighborhood is going to be that if you have high school kiddos, you're going to be sending them clear across town for high school. So the zoned high school for this community is going to be Oakmont High School, which is in East Roseville. Since it is a zoned area for that, they do have buses that will take your kids to and from that area. But if you're thinking about driving them, or if they're driving themselves, just note that they'll be making the trek from West Roseville all the way to East Roseville, passing quite a few high schools along the way. And one thing to note about Oakmont High School, though, even though your kiddos do have to make the trek clear across town, is going to be that while it is also a highly rated high school, they also have a ton to offer. So it is a great high school to send your kiddo to. They do offer the IB diploma program, which offers a ton of advanced placement classes. Just the only drawback is that your kids are going to have to go all the way across town. Even though you are somewhat close to West Park High School here, this specific neighborhood is not zoned for that. So it's something to be aware of. Now, one of the things that I love about the Soler neighborhood is going to be the houses. They're adorable. They're all newer construction. They all have a really clean look. The neighborhoods here look really nice, and they're very well kept. And they also have this park you can see right behind me. Tons of open space, tons of area for your kiddo to walk from your home to go play at the park. So it is a great neighborhood, and definitely want to check out if you're thinking about West Roseville.
So the next community that we're going to be talking about is going to be Winding Creek. Now, Winding Creek is going to be a brand new master plan community. It's going to be located kind of towards the north part of West Roseville. It's going to be located out off of Blue Oaks and West Park Boulevard. And this community is going to span 461 acres, and it's gonna have about 2,000 new homes. It's gonna have one brand new elementary school. It's gonna have about 140 acres of protected wetland, and it's gonna have about 3.5 miles of walking trails, which is gonna be awesome. Now, right now, there's gonna be about 6 different builders that are gonna be out here. You're gonna have D.R. Horton, Woodside Homes, Meritage Homes, Lennar is gonna be building out here as well, Richmond American, and Hovnanian. So the nice thing is they are starting to have a few more amenities that are out in West Roseville that they didn't really have when this whole development out past 50 Mint Road started happening, you know, 10 years ago or so. So you are gonna have a brand new Raley's One Market. That's gonna be probably about 1.5 miles to 2 miles away from this community in Winding Creek. You are gonna have a couple of restaurants out here. You're gonna have Kitchen 747. You're gonna have Mojo's Coffee, which we featured. That's gonna be over off of Pleasant Grove, probably about 2 or 3 miles away. You're also gonna have a brand new gas station that just opened up. That's gonna be at Arco. AM/PM gas station. So it is nice that you're, you know, being that you are a little bit further out away from some of the amenities that Roseville is known for, that you are having a, you know, a newer grocery store and a few little eateries that are going to be, you know, within a, you know, 2 or 3 mile radius of your home. So a majority of the homes that are going to be located out here in Winding Creek are going to be, you know, less than 5 years old. They are going to be newer build, newer construction. By those 6 builders, which, you know, we have featured a lot of those same builders on this channel before. So the nice thing is, you know, those builder styles from different community to community are going to be pretty similar. So, you know, you are going to see a little bit similar of a theme with some of the Hovnanian homes, the JMC homes, the Lennar homes, Richmond Americans. Now, as far as school districts go in this area, you are going to have 3 different schools that are going to be assigned to these neighborhoods. So your elementary school is going to be Diamond Creek Elementary, which is going to be rated an 8 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. You're going to have Robert C. Cooley Middle School, which is also going to be rated an 8 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. And then half of this area is going to be assigned to the brand new West Park High School, which doesn't have a school rating yet. And then the other half of Winding Creek is still going to be assigned to Oakmont, which is going to be kind of a pain, but you know, that school is also rated an 8 out of 10. So even though you have to drive a little bit further to get your kids to high school, they do have bus systems that are going to take the kids out that direction. And that school is still really highly rated. Now, one of the last neighborhoods that we're gonna be checking out today, and one of the most luxurious neighborhoods that's gonna be in all of Roseville, is gonna be Morgan Creek. Now, Morgan Creek is gonna be one of the only guard-gated communities that Roseville, California has to offer, and we're gonna see some awesome homes here. But just to give you a little bit of perspective where Morgan Creek is located, Morgan Creek is going to be located off of Vineyard near Cucriolo and Walerga Boulevard. Now, this is going to be one of Roseville, California's only guard-gated communities, and it's going to be built around the Morgan Creek Golf Course, and it's going to sit on 546 acres. Now, there are going to be about 450 semi-custom homes, and there's going to be about 100 custom homes, and there's even going to be some available lots that are still available for sale right now. Now, there are going to be some pros and some cons when you're living out here in this community. Now, some of the pros are going to be, you know, some of the more natural amenities that you're going to have being out, that you're a little bit further away from everything in Roseville, right? So this particular community is going to be one of the farthest west Roseville points before you get into Sacramento County, or as you're kind of going down baseline towards like the Sacramento International Airport. So you are going to have a lot of open green spaces. You're going to have some beautiful oak trees. You're going to be, you know, around a 18-hole championship golf course, which is gorgeous. But the other thing about this neighborhood or this community is going to be the fact that you're going to have some of Roseville's most luxurious homes in this area. You're going to have a little bit larger lots, and in comparison to some of the other luxury neighborhoods in the Greater Sacramento Metro, this one's going to be a little bit more on the lower side of that. So some of the cons of this neighborhood that I would say is that there's not a lot of stuff that's around here. So there's not a lot of things to do out here. You're pretty much in a guard-gated community that's surrounded by, you know, some bigger acreage properties that are going to be out here in the West Roseville area. So there's not going to be a ton of stuff to do. You're going to be about 15 to 20 minutes out from some of the shopping and some of the amenities that Roseville's really known for. You know, the nice thing is there is going to be a Costco that's going to be out here. So that's going to be one of those things that will actually be a little bit closer. But some of the other general shopping, Galleria, things that are going to be, you know, kind of in that central 65 and Galleria Boulevard area, you're going to probably be about 20 minutes away from that. So you are a little bit farther away from restaurants, grocery stores, things like that. As it relates to school districts, you are going to have a K through 8 school that's going to be assigned to this particular neighborhood. That's going to be Creekview Ranch. That's rated a 7 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. And for this particular neighborhood out here, you are going to be assigned to Oakmont High School. So that is going to be a little bit further away than some of the other high schools, but you know, Oakmont High School is still rated an 8 out of 10, but they do have a bus system that's going to take the residents from this community over to that high school as well too. But those could be some of the schools that you can expect if you're planning on moving or making the move to the Morgan Creek area.
All right, so wrapping up these 9 awesome neighborhoods, this is just a small sample of what you can find in Roseville or even in the Greater Sacramento area. Now, a lot of these neighborhoods are awesome, but what we hope is that you were able to rule out about 6 or 7 of them if you're considering a move to Roseville.
Now, the best way for us to help you figure out which one of these areas is going to be the best is to hop on that one-on-one Zoom call so we can figure out which areas or neighborhoods are going to be absolute no's for you, and then we can start narrowing down on some of the areas that are going to fit you and your family best. So that phone number is going to be popping back up. We make these videos and we absolutely love it when you guys reach out to us. So better yet, schedule that one-on-one Zoom call that's going to be located in the description down below so we can chat about making the move to the Greater Sacramento area a little bit less of a headache for you.